exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in. Score a touchdown and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Water Juice channel. And welcome back to a very interesting video that we got to talk about today. So, you guys, let's just jump into it. You guys may have seen over the weekend that Jackson Mahomes was trending on Twitter. And now, I know that I'm probably a couple days late to the party, since it is Wednesday, and this happened on Sunday. But I feel like we need to talk about it, because it's not just about Jackson Mahomes, it's about the Washington football team, and it's a little bit about John Gruden, and it's a whole video, because I didn't talk about the John Gruden stuff that went down last week. So it's basically just a whole video talking about everything that's gone down over the past couple of weeks. So let's start with Jackson Mahomes, because that's what the video is titled. So on Sunday, the Kansas City Chiefs were playing at the Washington football team, and Sunday was going to be, well, it was the celebration of former Washington football team member, before they were the Washington football team, obviously. I'm not going to say the team name before, but you guys obviously know what it is. He was a member of the team and was tragically gunned down in a home invasion when he was just 24? He was super young, super young, just getting started in the league. And he was killed in a home invasion. And so the Washington football team retired his number, the number 21, will never be worn by another football team member. And the way that they went about it just seemed a little off, if you know what I mean. So how they did it was they didn't really do much. They spray painted his number on the sideline and then gated it off with like a chain. But then they told VIP guests to stand in the gated area with the number on the ground. So people were standing on the number, like Jackson Mahomes, like Patrick Mahomes' wife, like Travis Kelce's girlfriend. A bunch of people were in that VIP area standing on the number. And this is where Jackson Mahomes comes into play. So I mentioned how he was part of the group that was standing on the number. Well, before the game, he was seen doing a TikTok dance, because Jackson Mahomes is known for being a TikTok dancer. He was doing a TikTok dance on the number, not around the number or near the number, inside the gated fenced off area or chained off area, doing a TikTok dance on the 21. Now, you guys can take that however you want. You can be as upset or not as upset as you want to be about it. It's totally up to you. I'm a little bit, excuse me, I'm a little bit upset about it. I mean, you couldn't have just stepped over the chain and not done it on the number. Like, you could have done your TikTok dance next to the number, have the number in the video, but you not dancing on it. And I've seen a lot of people on Twitter defending Jackson Mahomes, and I'm not here to publicly shame Jackson Mahomes for doing this. But I've seen people on Twitter replying and defending him, saying, oh, Sean Taylor's not buried underneath the number. What's the problem? Well, it's not the fact that he's buried. He's not, whether he's not buried. If he was buried under there, that's a horrible thing to do. If he wasn't, it's still a horrible thing to do. And he's not buried, by the way. He's not buried underneath the number. But it's the principle and the morals to not disgrace the honor and the memory of this man that was tragically killed by doing a TikTok dance. Now, a lot of people have been saying that Patrick Mahomes is a horrible person and he should be reprimanded for his actions. Now, yes, it's a dumb thing to do. You have to be incredibly dense of a person to not understand the significance of the number and to understand the significance of the situation that you're at. I mean, he was at the game. He must have not even paid attention to the ceremony, and I don't even think there was that big of a ceremony. I mean, the owner, Dan Snyder, of the Washington football team participated in the ceremony in sweatpants and a sweatshirt, I'm pretty sure. He couldn't even be bothered to put a suit on, which is why we will get to my next thing in just a second. But I want to bring up the tweet that Jackson Mahomes, before we close the book on this whole Jackson Mahomes thing, I want to bring up the tweet that Jackson Mahomes put out apologizing for his actions. So I have it next to me. I'm going to look this way. This is where the tweet is, but it'll be on your screen, probably either underneath me or to the side or somewhere. It'll be on your screen somewhere, so just look for it. It says, and I quote, "I want to sincerely apologize for accidentally being on the Sean Taylor number 21 at FedEx Field. We were directed to stand in that area, and I meant absolutely no disrespect to him or his family." End quote. So Jackson Mahomes was told by some sort of security or higher ups in the Washington football team front office or wherever to stand in that area, the VIP area, which just seems a little bit off, doesn't it? To have your VIPs stand on the number of the man that you are honoring and remembering. It just seems a little weird. So now let's get to the other part of this, which is the Washington football team as a whole. So everybody knows the whole email thing that got out that took down John Gruden. And yes, John Gruden is a horrible person. He should have gotten fired. He should lose everything, all his respect, all his stuff that he's earned over the years because of this situation. And I don't care that it was 10 years ago. It's not the fact that it was 10 years ago. It's the fact that it continued for 7 years after, and he still was saying all these horrible things about gay people, about black people, about Roger Goodell. And I'm not the biggest fan of Roger Goodell, but he was calling him slurs, gay slurs. He was saying racial slurs to DeMaurice Smith. He was saying that Michael Sam shouldn't be in the NFL because he's gay. So, I mean, John Gruden is a horrible person, and he's a closet horrible person that we just didn't know about until now. So, John Gruden deserved to be fired. He's a horrible person. He shouldn't have said these things. He shouldn't even have thought these things. But he definitely shouldn't have typed them and sent them in a professional email sense where he sent these horrible things to a colleague that used to work at the Washington football team, Bruce Smith, using the league email. Like, this isn't just some Gmail back and forth thing that the NFL hacked into. This was Washington football team address. Like, this was the email address that they were using. That's why these emails were found. So, John Gruden, horrible person. He deserves to be blackballed for all of the things that he has done and said, because he's now a horrible person. And he always was a horrible person, we just didn't know it. So that's how I feel about the John Gruden situation. We won't talk about that much more. With the Washington football team, I got the feeling that this honoring of Sean Taylor and this memory and the retiring of the jersey, I feel like it was a little thrown together and it was a little abrupt. And I say that because with all the heat that the Washington football team has been taking over the past couple of weeks and months, and they have their own horrible issues with women in the workplace not feeling safe and being verbally and maybe even physically abused at times, and they've got their whole mess of issues, but they've been getting very, very intensely covered for a few months now at this point, and I feel like they did this just to give some good press. Now, that's just my theory. I don't know if a lot of people agree with me or if you guys think that this was all in good faith, that they really wanted to retire the jersey and retire the memory, and not to retire the memory, but remember Sean Taylor. You may think that they wanted to do it like that, but, and I know that I'm not the only person who's thought this, I feel like it feels like it was thrown together at last minute to cover up the bad press that they were getting. And the reason I feel that is because of the way that it went down. There was barely any ceremony. There was barely any even mention of Sean Taylor. There was our jersey retirement. They took pictures with the family. But like I said, Dan Snyder couldn't even be bothered to put a suit on for this situation. You wear a suit literally every single day of your life. You're the owner of a football team. You are a CEO, I'm assuming, of many, many billion-dollar projects, and you wear suits every single day of your life. And you couldn't be bothered to put a suit on for the memorial of one of your best players that was tragically killed all those years ago? You couldn't even be bothered. And the fact that they're doing this now instead of doing this like 5 years or sooner after the tragedy just makes it even worse. It feels like they don't really care about Sean Taylor and remembering him and immortalizing him in football team history. They care more about their press, and they care more about how they look in the media. And by doing this right now would make them have good press and kind of put all that email stuff and all that scandal in the background and on the back burner. That's what I feel like is going on in this situation. So they also had, like, when they were taking the pictures with Sean Taylor's family, the whole memorial was like next to porta potties or something. So in the background of the pictures, you can see like bathrooms or something. Like it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like they actually care about the family of Sean Taylor or Sean Taylor in general. So it doesn't feel right. The Washington football team is corrupted from the very, very top at Dan Snyder all the way through. There's no going back. The only way you can get through with this is purging everything, all front office members, all ownership. I mean, just everything, starting with a completely fresh, even like, I know they're going to be changing the name here pretty soon, but I feel like at this point, with everything that's gone down, you just need to have a complete reset, a factory reset on this entire organization. New ownership, new front office, not so much the players, because the players don't really matter in this situation because they didn't have anything to do with this, but new everything, maybe even a new team in general. Just move the team away because this whole situation has gone off the deep end. They don't care about Sean Taylor. They never did care about Sean Taylor, or they would have done something when he passed away. They would have done something. They didn't. They would have retired his number a long time ago and not let Landon Collins wear it when he was on the football team, or is now on the football team previously. So I don't know. It just felt like a weird situation. They didn't do the right things. They definitely didn't say the right things. And it just, the whole memorial, the whole situation was just just icky, gross, disgusting. It just didn't feel right. And I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. That's totally fine if you don't. If you're on the side of the Washington football team, that's fine, I guess. But I don't know. I'm just on the side of morals, and I don't feel like the morals were rightly fulfilled in this situation. So let me know down below what you guys think. That's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Make sure to smash that like button, notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.